nothing but the Most High power. We don't fear nothing but the Most High power. We don't fear nothing.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. All praises to the Most High that everyone, all the brethren, is able to congregate today. It's been a while, 2 Sabbaths. My apologies again. Some things came up, but thank the Most High that we're all here and still able to congregate. Okay. Today we're going to continue off the lesson that we left off concerning hell, but we're not going to go into it just yet. I'm going to go into just a 10-minute call it dissertation concerning marriage and concerning, a brother finding a wife or a sister finding a husband, and how the order is set up in the church. Okay, because there's been some discrepancies concerning of what marriage is according to Scripture. Some people think that if I find a sister and we just lay down, we're automatically man and wife. Why? Because Isaac went on to Rebecca. He took her to his mother's tent, and automatically she became his wife. Okay, that's true. That's true. Okay, we know the intercourse is the consummation of the marriage. It finalizes the marriage. But what we're going to get to now is what consists of the beginning of the marriage, how to establish the marriage, how to start it off, what are we supposed to do to get a wife. Okay? What kind of order do we have to do? Do we have to have families together? Whatever the case, back in old times, and not even in old times, but even today, but certain cultures, they do a dowry. They have arranged marriages, especially in the Indian culture. Okay? Where the son don't even get to see the daughter. Guess who only speaks? It's just the both parents on each side. They're the only ones who speak concerning the marriage of the daughter and the son. When they agree and everything, and they set a date, and the father's parents pays the dowry to the woman's parents, that's when man and wife come together. Until then, they don't even get to see each other. Okay, that's what's going on today in certain cultures. And usually when that happens, to tell you the truth, sometimes it doesn't work out. The marriage doesn't work out. Why? Because these people don't even know each other. The only time they got to know each other is when they both came to it. They didn't even get time to say, okay, let us court. Let us even, talk on the phone or something, or get to know each other over time before anything is finalized. That doesn't even happen in certain cultures. It's when everything is finalized, that's when they get to meet each other and know each other's names. Okay, this is the arranged marriage. We don't, according to Scripture, it's something like that according to the Hebrew culture, but there's more. Okay, because we're gonna see exactly in Genesis how this was established. Instead of me even just going and talking about it, let's see what the Scripture says about it. Okay, because what we're gonna start doing from now on, any brothers that is, have met a sister or, is looking for a wife, first of all, that's no problem. You can do that. As long as you're in this truth and you're congregating with the gathering of Christ's church, you let myself know, or Elder Gadja knows, concerning which sister you're interested in or which sister you want to spend the rest of your life with. Okay? The reason why we're saying that is that if we know these things, and say one day a sister comes and she has a husband, but he doesn't really congregate with us, but this is a husband that she's with, and another brother in the church sees this sister, don't really know much to about her, and then not knowing that this sister has a husband, all of a sudden now, hey sister, what's going on? I'm trying to get to know this sister, not knowing that this sister is already been taken. Now when we see activity like that going in the church now, this is where we're going to say, brother, hold up, stop. Don't even go there with this this sister. This sister is already a married woman. Vice versa, like also with the man. If he has a wife and another woman in the church is checking him out. And not only that, when certain situations come up and we know exactly, okay, this person is with this person and that person, situation arises, hey, you're going to come to the elders of the church if you know you can't deal with the situation. But usually those things are supposed to, any problems, let that stay in the house and both parties try to work that out without any outside interference, if it's possible. Okay? But concerning the marriage, you have to let the elders know whoever you're getting with, right? I'm talking to me single brothers and single sisters here. People, your husband and wife that are here that's been together before they came into the truth, as myself, me and my wife. Okay? This doesn't really apply to us. We're already established. Okay? Alright? But if you're just gonna see a sister and just say, see a sister and say, okay, you know what, yeah, the Most High said that as long as I lie down with a sister and we become one flesh. The two flesh become twain. Then she's my wife. No, that's fornication. And the Christian churches will tell you a lot about that. Okay? Why? Why do I say it's fornication? Because, first of all, you haven't established anything yet. All you just did was you did the so-called consummation. But first of all, you didn't even go to say her father. Or if she doesn't have a father, but she's living with a mother, you didn't go to a mother, okay? Your mother and her mother, her father and your father didn't meet and say, well, you know what? My son likes your daughter. He would like to marry her, and you didn't do it like that. According to the scripture, this is what you're going to have to do, according to the scripture. We're here living by scripture. We're not here living according to how we feel, okay? All right? We're dealing with order here, okay? So this is how it's supposed to be done. First of all, there's dowries also. Dowries. Okay, when I say dowry, I mean, and I'm going to go into scripture concerning that. If a son likes a daughter of another family, okay, what he would do to appease the parents or to show his respect is pay a dowry. Back in old times, a dowry could have either been if you had sheep or cattle, okay, and a lot of substance, that would be a dowry. You would give like 100 sheep or 100 cows or 100 goats for the dowry. Okay? A dowry in today's society could also mean money, finances. Okay? As I said, there's cultures today that do that, especially in the Indian culture. They still do these things. These arranged marriages where the parents of the son, they pay at least what, 20,000, 30,000 sometimes to the woman's parents or her father. That's the dowry. Okay, and this is what we're gonna start doing now as a body. Okay, so this is how we're gonna move forward here, man. So there's not supposed to be no secret hookups that's going on in the church. You're not gonna meet a sister and say, well, I'm going to keep you a secret. Nobody has to know, but you're my wife though. Okay? No, none of that. Before you even lay down, okay, you let the elders know, let myself know. Listen, brother, I met this sister, so-and-so, I love her very much, her feelings are mutual, as the same as mine, and, just want to let you know, and, we do plan to spend the rest of our lives together. And that's fine. Then we'll tell you exactly how to go about it. Alright? And then it will be written in the books. Well, this sister and this brother, done, man and wife, already taken, off limits. Okay? So, this is how it's going to go on. This is how order in this church is going to go concerning that. Because there's a lot of people giving a different understanding. Okay? They're claiming that they're with the church, but they're not dealing with order according to the church. Alright? And saying, go to Isaiah 4. Isaiah 4 says I can have multiple wives. No. Isaiah 4 is giving a prophecy concerning Jacob's trouble. Okay? Because there's going to come a time where there's not even going to be a lot of men around. And certain woman is going to say, listen, I'll take care of myself. Just let me use your name. That's what Isaiah 4 is talking about 7 women taking hold of one man. It's not you saying, well, King Solomon had, so, what is it? 300 wives and 700 concubines? No, it ain't that. No. And when Solomon did that, he went off. He started to sin because those women turned his heart away from the Most High God. Okay, so we're not dealing with none of that. All right. If you want to have multiple wives, first of all, let's just say you gotta be in a position of rulership. Okay, you gotta have finances where you can able to maintain all these wives. Okay, it ain't like that this day. Most of these brothers out here are broke. The women have more money than them. Okay, so that's not gonna happen. That's not going to happen. And if you're going to try to go back to Jacob and say, well, look, Jacob had 4 wives. Listen, Jacob only wanted one. He wanted Rachel. Jacob was deceived so that he could give another 7 years of servitude to Laban. Because he was a good worker. He was a hard worker. So Laban was like, man, I don't want to give this up. I got to see if I can keep him for another 7 years. And he was deceived. Okay? By getting the older sister instead of getting the woman that he initially made a deal for. Okay? So, and the reason why the Most High even worked it out that way, to tell you the truth, was so that we all could be here today. Because the 12 tribes of Israel came from that situation, that scenario. So that curse, the Most High turned it into a blessing so that we all can be here. Okay? So now, that was for that time. So now you can't look at that and say, well, Jacob had 4 wives. Why can't I have 4 wives? No, that was for Jacob. That was for Jacob. This is not for you now. In the beginning, it was supposed to be just one woman for one man for one woman. That's how the Most High created it when he created Adam and Eve. He didn't create Adam and then took 2 ribs out of Adam and said, well, see, I got 2, one for your left and one for your right hand. You got 2 helpmates. No. Okay? He made him 1 helpmate. Alright? But this is how we're gonna proceed from here on out concerning that. So, like, no secret marriage, no secret hooking ups. You will be called out on it. You might not like what's gonna be said, but let it be known in the church. Let it know exactly what you're dealing concerning you finding a woman or a husband finding a wife. Establish that with the elders. Let me know. I'll bring it to the elders, where the elders, you'll be able to speak to the elder, and everything will be fine. And that's it. You can proceed as all you want to with your husband or your wife. Okay? But so that we don't lose, take it lightly for what I'm saying. Let's see what the Bible says concerning this. Okay? We're in the book of Genesis chapter 24. All right? Alright, and we're going to see how Abraham was able to establish a wife for his son Isaac. Okay? And we're going to see how it was done. What was the order that was done? Okay? So Genesis chapter 24, verse 1. Alright?
Genesis 24 and 1. And Abraham was old and well and stricken in age, and the Most High had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Most High, the God of the heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell.
So Abraham was telling his servant now, listen, go find a wife for my son, but don't go to the daughters of the Canaanites. Why did he say that? Because these Canaanites were cursed by the Most High God, going back to after the flood. Okay, when Ham saw his father's nakedness. son, which was Canaan. Okay, so these people were cursed. So the Most High was telling the children of Israel, telling his chosen, don't even take any wives from these people. Don't take any husbands for your daughters from these people, because they are cursed people. So the Most High didn't want the children of Israel, who are his chosen, to deal with the Canaanites. Read.
But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac.
So he's telling the servant, now go unto my kindred, my family, okay, and find a wife for my son. Read on.
And the servant said unto him, Peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto thy land from whence thou camest? And Abraham said unto him, Beware that thou bring not my son thither again. And the Most High God of heaven, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, that swear unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land, and he shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this oath, from my oath. Only bring not my son hither again. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and sware to him concerning this matter. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master, and departed, for all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia, unto the city of Noar.
So this is the dowry now. Okay, this is the dowry. This is now the servant has 10 camels, and on those camels are stacked. The camels are stacked. All kinds of whatever it is. Either gold, silver, whatever precious substance that Abraham had, that he sent it with his servant now to go acquire a wife for his son. And he told the servant, listen, put your hand on my thigh now, because now it's an oath now to say, listen, whatever I tell you to do now, do it. But if it doesn't happen the way that I tell you to, all right, you're clean of this oath. Don't worry about it. Just forget about it. Come back home. Read.
And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that the woman go out to draw water. And he said, The Most High God of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of the water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, Let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, Drink, and I will give thy camels to drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac. And thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master.
So now the servant is praying to the Most High. He's like, okay, well, Most High God of my master Abraham, listen. I don't know how I'm gonna go about this, but let the first daughter that I see, or whichever daughter that offers me water for my camels, then when I ask and offers me water for my camels, then let this be the wife for my master's son. So he's praying to the Most High, saying, listen, show me a sign, so that if this does happen, then I know that what I pray for, and it will come to pass, and this is the woman that you want for my master's son. Read on.
And it came to pass before he had done speaking that, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, and wife of Noar, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder.
So now you're seeing the relation now to Abraham. You're seeing how it's his kin, his family. Because he's telling you now, the daughter that he's seeing now is Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother. Okay, so it's shown now it's kin. Okay, read on.
And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin. Neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, Let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher.
And just so everybody don't get this misconstrued. Some people when they read that, they say, oh, you're saying that it's kin. So what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that they're dealing with incest at that time? No. Because the Israel now, they dealt within their own, I wouldn't say family, but according to their kin. This is who we got our wives from. We didn't go outside. We could have took daughters from certain nations, but the Most High didn't want that. The Most High wanted to take daughters from within our kin. Okay? Distant family or family. Okay? Alright? But yeah, it's not incest, okay? Because going back to Adam and Eve, if Adam and Eve didn't procreate and they had sons and daughters, and if their sons and daughters Cain took one of the daughters of Adam and Eve, it says so in the scripture. Alright? And this is how come we're all here today. Alright? As I said, the Most High didn't make two wives for Adam. Made one. Alright? Sorry about that, brother. We done?
And she drank. And she said, drink. And Salakia. And she said, drink, my Lord. And she hasted and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also until they have done drinking. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the throat, and ran again unto the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels.
So now his prayer is coming to pass. What he prayed for now is what he's seeing now. So this is the woman now that the Most High has sent him now to be the son, to be Isaac's wife. Read on.
And the man, wondering at her, held his peace to wit whether the Most High had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands, and 10 shekel weight of gold, and said, Whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, son of Milcah, which she said beareth unto Nahor. And she said moreover unto him, We have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in. And the man bowed down his head and worshipped the Most High. And he said, Blessed be the Most High power of my master Abraham, who have not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, the Most High led me to the house of my master's brethren. And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when she saw the earrings and bracelets upon his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, Come in, thou hast blessed of the Most High, wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him. And there was set meat before him to eat. And he said, I will not eat until I have told my errand. And he said, Speak on. And he said, I am Abraham's servant, and the Most High had blessed my master greatly, and he has become great. And he had given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels and asses. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old. And unto him had he given all that he had. And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. And I said unto my master, Peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, The Most High, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred, and of my father's house. Then shalt thou be cleared from this my oath. When thou comest to my kindred, if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. And I came this day unto the well, and said, The Most High power of my master Abraham, If now thou do prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher, and she say to me, both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels, and let be the same the woman whom the Most High had appointed out for my master's son. And before I had done speaking in my heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her and said, whose daughter art thou? And she said, the daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, who Milcah bare unto him. And I put earrings upon her face and bracelets upon her hands. And I bowed down my head and worshipped the Most High, and blessed the Most High power of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to make my master's brother's daughters unto his son.
So when you're reading now where he said, when he met Rebekah, and he put earrings on her ears and bracelets upon her hand, that's why giving of jewelry is not wrong with giving of jewelry, especially when you meet a woman. The whole thing is now is that, me personally, I don't really ascribe to the whole walking down the aisle thing. Okay, because I know that tradition is pagan, it's European. Alright? But you can't. In the Bible here, it didn't say he put a ring on her finger. No, he gave her a token, meaning the earrings, to say, listen, this is the woman that is set apart now, that I'm going to beautify for my master's son. These were the presents that were given to me to give to the wife of my son, the future wife of my son. Okay? So you can do these things. You can give jewelry. You don't per se have to even give a ring. Okay? You know? 48. And I 49, sorry.
And now if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceedeth from the Most High. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Most High hath spoken.
So now this is both families now. Now the servant of Abraham, that's Abraham's, he's Abraham's household. So that's considered an extension of Abraham. So now he's getting together now with the daughter's family. So now they're talking about it now. Here's the agreement now. They're agreeing, okay, fine, no problem. Take our daughter, let her be the son of your master. Okay? So this is agreement now. Both families coming together now. Alright? Now it's been established. Okay? Read on.
And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped the Most High, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver, jewels of gold, and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He also gave to her brother and to her mother precious things. And they said, and they did eat and drink, and he and the men that were with him. And they tarried all night, and they rose up in the morning. And she said, send me away unto my master.
So now here's the dowry. And when he said that he gave all these things to Rebekah and to Laban, why? Because Nahor wasn't alive at the time. Laban was the man of the house. He was the one watching over his younger sister. So now the dowry now was given to him. Okay? To sustain her part of the family now. Okay? So this is how it's been set up from old times. This is what we're going to go back to. This is how we're supposed to be living. This is the tradition that we're supposed to be following. We say we live by this, let's live by it. Old and New Testament. Okay? The Most High comes in the volume of the book, in the old book. You don't come in just the New Testament and you disregard the Old Testament. And you don't say, well, I'm only going to deal with the Old Testament and disregard the New Testament. Now, you need old and new for you to be able to understand. You need the new to understand the old. You need the old to understand the new. Alright? Read. 55.
And her brother and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a few days, at least 10. After that she shall go. And he said unto them, Hinder me not, saying, The Most High hath prospered my way. Send me away, that I may go to my master. And they said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, Wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, Thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them. And Rebekah arose and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, Lahairoi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel.
So now they're seeing each other now for the first time. They're seeing each other for the first time, but her household is related to Abraham's household. They're kin. Abraham knew his household that they were righteous. They were living, well, to some point they were righteous. Okay? But he knew his kin better than he knew even the daughters of Canaan. Okay, he was like, listen, I'll take my own chances with my own kin than go to a strange people that I don't even know what they're dealing with. Okay? Read on.
For she had said unto the servant, What man is that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, It is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
So you see now the consummation. You see what finalizes now. After everything that was done, the whole dowry of the family agreed now. Now he consummated it now by having sex. Okay, where intercourse. Nowadays, if you do get married, even if you're going to get married in today's society, go down to the aisle, walk down the aisle, the whole thing, go to City Hall, whatever the case may be. If you don't consummate that marriage by coming together, that marriage can be annulled. It's basically null and void if that hasn't been done. Okay, so now you're seeing now, this is what finalizes the marriage. This is what makes husband and wife now. This didn't come at the beginning. Okay, so when you see certain brothers will say, well, we lay down together, so she's my wife. No, brother. No, not according to scripture. Okay? Not according to scripture. And this is the example that we are supposed to be following. Especially brothers and sisters in the truth that say they live according to the word. Well, here's what the word is saying. Live according to it. But this is the order that you're going to have to follow. Alright? So ain't nobody trying to control anybody's life or why do I got to tell him who I want to be with. That's not his business. That's between me and the Most High. Listen, yes, it is our business. Because anything goes wrong, guess what? The first person that you're going to blame, it's what the church told you. Then it all comes back to the church. And those who are over the church or over the congregation. So this is why we're saying, let us know. Okay? Not only just to protect ourselves, but to also let brothers and sisters know what the deal is concerning marriage. And how it's supposed to be taken up, how it's supposed to be done. Alright? As I said, that's the meat of it that I wanted to get into. I don't want to go through too much, but according to scriptures, brothers and sisters, you read it for yourself, you see it for yourself. This is the order. And this is the order that we, that are part of the gathering of Christ's church, this is the order that we're going to do it. Alright? Any other way? Listen. There's brothers out there, different groups, that will probably, if you're thinking that way, of just, okay, well, I lied, she's my wife, go link up with those brothers. They would love to have you. Okay? You and them think the same thing. You gotta link up with people of like mind. Alright? So that's basically it on the whole marriage thing. And you know, even our elder lawyer, you know, went through this concerning today, and Elder Ricard, you know, yesterday in the advanced class, thoroughly went through this. Okay? And as I said, let's just deal with order.